19-game goalless drought. He has 1 goal in the last 30. A terrible, terrible ozone trip led to Konechny's tying goal against the Philadelphia Flyers on Thursday night. I mean, make no mistake about it, Bertuzzi is fighting it. Do you think it would be a wise decision or the right decision to maybe sit this guy for a game or two just for a bit of a reset? I'm sure you've been through that in your career.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because do you
Really?
want to be alienating a guy that you're going to need down the line, right? And when they brought him in, it was on a 1-year deal to see how he's going to do to potentially sign him to a 4-year, 5-year deal. So do you really want to close the door on that? And there's a pecking order of respect and what they can do with guys, but maybe one game. But the issue is now they take him out and they put somebody else in, they go -2, -3. Now the whole conversation narrative shifts. So I think for him, it's maybe just sitting down and going through the video on what he needs to do. He's been getting opportunities. How many open nets has he missed? How
A
many
lot.
goals have been called back? But for me, I remember going
1.
through scoreless droughts. And again, as I got later on in my career, I don't think I went through 19 or 20. I think it just comes down to practicing harder. And I tell my young kids now, you practice the way that you play. So, I say, why fourth line guys, usually when they get their breakaway, why they always score? Because they've been waiting 15, 25 games for that breakaway. And they're like, I'm not getting another one of these this year. So you have to have that desperation in practice. Every single shot you're shooting to score. So I think he's just got to get back to the basics. But, when he was struggling before, what did he do? How did those pucks go in the net? He was standing in front of the net on that power play, tipping. So I think he's just got to go to the net a little bit more, get a little bit more dirty, crash the net, get involved, mix it up. And not wait for that perfect pass. So I think for him, he's got to simplify his game. He's had some turnovers. He's not skating as well as he did at the beginning of the year, but I think he's just got to simplify. Less is more at this point, especially when you're struggling.
I would do it. I think it was a bit of foreshadowing in that Philadelphia game. He played a season low 10.55. Again, this guy's making $5.5 million this season. And number one rule of hockey: respect your opponent. I get that, but you're playing the Anaheim Ducks. They're an inferior opponent. I think you have bigger problems if you can't beat the Anaheim Ducks on a Saturday night without Tyler Bertuzzi in your lineup. I think it's the perfect time to do it. Bit of a reset. I'd get him right back out there against St. Louis, in St. Louis coming up on Monday. But there's no question this guy is fighting it. And the problem, and this, you played the game at a really high level. It's not just offensively he's fighting it now. It's everywhere, man. The mistakes, D-zone, like everywhere. And it has the opportunity of spiraling out of control. And I think we're getting to that point because he is fighting it. Like 19 games. This guy, he's a 3-time 20-goal scorer, hit 30 once in his career. Like there's no question his confidence is shot. And I think it wouldn't be the worst idea to put him in the press box for a game.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there. But remember, when you're at that $5 million mark, there's usually a process to benching a guy, right? I think you got to bump him down to the fourth line, play him there. Hey, you know what? We're going to put you with some less talented guys and you're going to have to simplify your game. Give him 4 or 5 games there, see how it works. And then, challenge his ice time, right? So, hey, we're going to put you at 8-9 minutes and you're going to have to now do those fundamentals and do those little details on the D zone. Don't be minus, get pucks out, get to the net. And then as a last case resort, that's when you bench him. So again, yes, he's been struggling, but it's gone from, hey, Bertuzzi hasn't scored in a while to now we got to bench him because now you sit him and they lose to Anaheim. Now it's going to be a whole other headline, and we're going to be sitting here talking about this. And, the reason why I believe Reeves was out last game is because McMahon got a hat trick the game before. You obviously can't sit him. So I would put him on the fourth line, let him stew there for a bit, work his way out of it, and then as a last case scenario, because this team is not going to be successful if Matthews has 5 goals in the first series, Marner's at 1 or 2, and then you have these other guys, these secondary guys at 0 goals, 1 assist. They need these guys to be successful. So alienate them in game, 55, I don't think is the case. You got to find a way to work them, have them work their way out of it. Last case resort, that's when you sit them.
I don't call it alienating. I call it accountability, which I think the Leafs are trying to instill the last 25 games. Like David Kampf got healthy scratch for a mistake. So what's any different? Like Bertuzzi isn't Austin Matthews where you give them the benefit of the doubt. Like you make a mistake. That was a terrible penalty. He had a terrible night. He was awful. And so it's accountability. That's all I look at it as.
Yeah. But then what if he's now in your office giving you the Sheldon Keefe talk? What if the roles are reversed?
Then I say, see you later. We'll put you on the first jet out of here. You're traded.
Again,
you haven't
in
done
a
anything
normal
for
market,
us.
yes. In a normal market, that could work. But here, like I said, you do not want that to be the storyline. And that's probably why he's not scratched. The storyline.
He just doesn't strike me as a guy who would like come banging on Keefe's office door, being like, "Oh my goodness, can't believe you benched me." It's like, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, buddy. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Roseau. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.